This is ESBR Boxing. Delighted as always to be joined by Adam Morallee. Adam, really good to speak to you again. Appreciate your time as always. Here at the press conference ahead of Joyce's comeback fight against Cash Ali on Saturday. Interested to get your thoughts on like the back and forth between Joe and Cash at the press conference first, Adam.
Yeah, look, Joe is the same with everyone he meets. He's the same if he meets the Queen or if he meets someone down the pub. And if you ask him a question, he'll give you the answer. So for some reason, Cash Ali wanted to know what you have for Christmas dinner. So they went through it in great detail. Bizarre, but that's Joe for you.
Just thoughts on Joe's shape. Obviously, we'll see what weight he comes in at the weigh-in tomorrow, what he's like with his top off and everything. Can you give us any insight into what sort of shape he is? Some would say he maybe doesn't need to be in the best shape of his life against Cash Ali compared to the guys he's fought in the past, but any thoughts on his physique?
Yeah, look, Joe's trained really hard. We don't have a big emphasis on weight. He is a heavyweight. So it's not like we went into this camp and said he has to be this weight. But he's back with Cameron Goff and Steve Broughton. I think he's in tremendous shape from a build perspective and from a cardio perspective. So we're really happy with Joe, but we're not fixating on the weight.
Of course. Joe's a big favourite on Saturday, if we're being honest. He is expected to beat Cash Ali.
Yeah.
I'm sure there have been discussions about potentially what's next. Do you think it's a case of he wins on Saturday and he's kind of wants to be back in the frame for a fight against a top 10 heavyweight, or is it a bit more of a rebuilding job this year?
Look, it's a good question. If the right opportunity comes up, I think he's straight back in the frame against a top 10 heavyweight. I think a lot of the top 10 are tied up. Usyk, Fury tied up for a long time. Parker, Zhang look like they're tied up, although we'd love that Parker rematch. So it's finding the right person in there. But I think both paths work. You've seen it's worked for Joshua. He's had 4 fights since he lost to Usyk, and I think you probably agree with me, there's not a top 10 heavyweight in there. I think Ngannou's 238 on BoxRec, so I don't think there's a top 10 heavyweight in there. So I think we could have a bit of a rebuilding job. I mean, if we're going to rebuild, we probably rebuild in Saudi.
Yeah.
But if he's going to fight in the UK, I think we go straight in a good fight, in a headline fight.
Fantastic. Well, all the best to Joe and the team ahead of Saturday night. Of course, do you want to touch on Florian Marku? That fight's very, very close now against Chris Kongo. Not sure if you're a gambling man, Adam, but the bookies have it pretty much even. Florian Marku's the very slight favourite. Just thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, it's a good fight. It's a good trade fight. I think the trade know how good Chris Kongo is. Is it the boxer v the fighter? No one can really question Florian Marku's heart or chin. They all think Kongo's the better boxer. It's intriguing. Great card at the O2, Wardley Clark. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Fantastic. I'm really intrigued in how many tickets Florian Marku's going to sell. Obviously, we're in the O2, massive arena. Anything you can give us, any idea on how many tickets?
Yeah, look, I'll tell you this. When Florian fought in Albania, I think it's, 12,000 people in that stadium or 15,000. And I know a couple of days before, ticket sales were only about 1,000, but it ended up full. So I think Albanians like to buy their tickets late. I think he has shifted a lot, but I think you're going to see a lot of Albanian flags in the O2 on Sunday the 31st.
Yeah, fantastic. Just final question from me, Adam, on Florian. All being well against Chris Kongo, do you think he's going to go back to Albania and headline there, or do you think he wants to stay in the UK? What's more likely?
He'll stay in the UK. I mean, he's with Boxer and Sky. He loves that platform. I think they're great fights. I mean, Florian Marku fights grab attention, and they're great fights for Florian around 147. We almost made the Josh Taylor fight, believe it or not, at 147. That's a great fight for Florian. We never got to make it, and Josh is obviously in a massive fight of his own. But yeah, look, we want to be searching for those fights for Florian, like looking upwards at a potential big fight. Because if Florian fought Josh Taylor, that's a huge ticket for him, a bit like Cash Ali's ticket here, although I'd rate Florian's chances higher.
Fantastic. Adam Morallee, thank you very much for your time and all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.